This is Up Next. I'm Tiziana Deering. The Massachusetts biotech industry might be making a rebound. A Cambridge company that develops cancer drugs had the largest biotech IPO in history this month. That company, Parabolis Medicines, is valued at just over $3 billion. Scott Kirsner, columnist with our editorial partner Mass Live, says the record-breaking offering is an encouraging sign after a year of federal funding cuts, layoffs, bankruptcies. He joins us now. Hi there, Scott.
Great to be here.
So biotech is a huge industry for Massachusetts. Why has everyone been biting their nails?
It's been in a downturn and really weathering some difficult conditions since about 2022. And that downturn is companies going out of business, companies really struggling to raise their next round of funding, and companies laying people off. I often say this industry kind of reminds me of the little engine that could. When there's belief in biotech, people believe, okay, this industry's hard. It takes a long time and a lot of money to develop new drugs, but eventually there's something good that happens at the end of the story. And when that belief goes away, when the public markets and when venture capitalists stop believing that this is worth putting money into, they don't believe the little engine is going to get to the top of the hill, things get really dark.
So do you think we're at an upturn, or do you think we could be at an upturn? Do you understand what I'm asking?
Yeah, I think this is the beginning of an upturn based on people that I've talked to in the industry, CEOs, board members, investment bankers. I talked to one person this week, Jonathan Gertler, who is an investment banker at Back Bay Life Sciences Advisors, and he said things like continued recovery is happening. Things are much better. He even used the word excitement, which you haven't heard in this industry for a little while.
So why is the money flowing differently? I mean, some of the conditions that one might have ascribed, like the big federal funding cuts, et cetera, haven't necessarily changed. So what has changed?
What has changed is kind of a consistent challenge for the bigger pharma companies, the brands that we all know and that you see at your neighborhood pharmacy. Maybe you take some of their medicines. They always have drugs that are coming off patent and going generic. And so they need new stuff in their pipeline. And the companies that have gone public, or there have been a few companies that were bought recently for $10 billion each, they have very late stage drugs for things like cancer, for weight loss, for eczema, that these bigger pharma companies say, hey, let's put that in our pipeline. We know how to sell stuff. We know how to market stuff. And they just need to kind of keep that pipeline full for them to be doing well.
So that's sort of the front end, as I understand it, Scott, right? The money starts to flow again. People start to believe in the industry again. Then there is the back end. More people get jobs. Lab space, for example, gets full. According to the real estate tech company HQO, Boston's lab space is still 30% vacant. Industry experts told the Globe it could take 5 years or more to fill it all. When do we start to see this trickle out into the larger economy?
Well, I mean, it's the question of when does recovery and signs of health turn into real robustness and turn into maybe the next boom? This is a very boom and bust industry. And so I think, we're not yet at a healthy equilibrium or really a boom time. And so I think, as you put it, all this stuff is going to take another couple years.
So what do you watch for now?
Well, I'm always watching just for companies that are developing drugs in areas that just don't have a lot of good treatment. The other trend that is promising is kind of the convergence of AI and biotech. Maybe could AI tools let these companies run more experiments and rule more drug candidates out sooner before they invest a lot of money. And so using some of this AI technology and tools to kind of make the industry more efficient.
Speed up the
cycles, and ideally get stuff onto the market and approved by the FDA faster and cheaper.
Scott Kirsner is columnist with our editorial partner Mass Live. You can read his full pieces at masslive.com. Thanks, Scott.
Thanks so much.